In the coming year, in a few months' time, we're going to have the U.S. Census.
Yes.
And remember, the U.S. Census is done differently. It's not done like Kenya, whereby people come and knock on your door and count you. It's done on a different, in quite a different way. And one of the reasons why we're talking about the censorship, the U.S. censorship, is that most of us avoid participating in it because we assume that it's not something that really matters to us. So, Ruth, I just want to ask you, how would you advise people? How would you advise us who live in this country in matters of the census? How the census would think if we don't participate in the census?
So this is something I'm a little bit passionate about because I've attended every community, not every, a lot of community engagements the states have been trying to have. So one thing is, it's important for us to be counted because per head, every person who is counted, you're worth $18,000 to your community.
Okay.
You know, so if you have children and you want them to go to good, the schools to be better, your community to have funding, you have to be counted. And I think what's left a bitter taste in people's mouth right now is the Trump administration was trying to say we have to ask are you a citizen or are you not, right?
Exactly.
And they pushed back on that because they knew if we go down that path,
no one's going to answer that. Like so many people,
most immigrants are not going to answer. They're not even not to answer. They're not going to do their census at all,
Yeah.
But the thing is that is going to hurt communities where those immigrants are residing, and so they say no, we don't want to know anything about your citizenship. We just want to know you're here. And these are the ways they're going to do it. So one, they normally send this package. 2010, I did not fill it out because I was like, this is too much. I don't know what they're doing here. So I have to admit I did not fill it out myself,
either.
Right? But now I'm going to be
first
in line to fill that thing up, because then my community loses that money, right? So it's going to be on paper. Then you can also do it online. They've moved things online. You can do it online. Now, if you don't do both, you're actually going to get a knock on your door.
Oh, for real?
Oh,
yeah. So if you don't if you don't do one or the other, you get a knock?
Yeah, they're going to knock on your door.
That's not a good thing because those immigrants that are trying to avoid answering those questions are the ones who are going to get the knock on the door.
The idea is they actually have liaisons to communities. I met the African liaison from PG County. She's Nigerian, forget her name. They are reaching out to to different communities from wherever you are in the world, and you're afraid of talking to the government. They're bringing people like you to tell you why it's important. Okay. And having someone knock on your door, it's not like, how crazy it is in Kenya. So for here, they say, we send this out. Have you filled it out? Would you want us to do it? That's how are you going to do it yourself? So there's that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Me personally, other than the fact that it just takes too much time and too much work, but now that you're making sense, because I really did not know that part, which is actually good for people to know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it.
Especially if you have children, please do that for your children, or just for your community in the minimum.
Exactly.
We need those funds.
All right. And you did mention something about your community. So when you're talking about your community, you're talking about your local representation? Are you like your local area? Like,
your zip code? Who?
Is it your zip? What are you talking? Or is it your community based on?
Your
Are you African? Are you African American? Are you white?
Okay. So your community is where you reside. So if you.
But what happens if you move?
Well,
does that money follow you?
No.
So that's not necessarily
because remember it takes a while for this resources to start going out. So if you move, at least
it still stays in that community.
It stays in that community, and also it also helps with zoning and representation. In terms of people, your state representation or your national representation. So that counts. But when I say community, it literally just zeroes in on where you live. So your local school is going to benefit from that. Your library, the things, the services we all use. So definitely you need to do that. The other thing they said, this is optional, but you can literally check from where, it's optional. So you can write in from where, say if they ask where are you from originally, you know, are you an immigrant? Are you from, if you want to self-identify, it's very optional. I need you to say that it's very optional. But if you want to self-identify and say, hey, I'm from Nigeria, hey, I'm from Kenya, I'm from Ethiopia, you can do that in the census. But that is just for statistics purposes.